Hello and welcome, we're getting into another video. Today's video will talk about the top winners of the new season update. Dual Destiny just dropped today and I took a look at everything, and in today's video we'll discuss those Pokemons that needed a slight push and they got this push. Like, you might be like, oh, this season had a small update, doesn't even count as update. Yes, you are correct, but something you're not paying attention to is like there were like some Pokemons that just needed a small push to be meta, and this video we'll talk about those Pokemons because I do believe that there are some good meta changing Pokemons that receive a small buff. Before we head into the video and talk about the battles, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't liked the video, if you enjoy the content. And the biggest winner of this season is Starmie. Why is Starmie? Starmie is getting a huge buff. Okay, not the huge one, two huge buffs. Starmie, I think, has Power Gem, which is one of the best rock charge moves in the game. And now they gave it Psywave, which is the best psychic fast move. Some people would say the best one-turn fast move. A fast move that made something like Malamar, a dark Pokemon, beating out Resonda 2. So Starmie with Psywave will be basically the water Pokemon that beats other water. It's like the Pokemon that wins all neutral matchup. It has a crazy high stats. It's like close to Morpeko level, like with like a Pokemon with extremely high stats, high attack and less defense and HP, but that means with Surf, it will be able to one-shot so many stuff in neutral matchups. Because the Psywave will, if the Surf is a neutral, the Psywave will put them pretty much in Surf. And this Pokemon won't be just like a Great League Pokemon. No, it's also going to be good in Ultra League as well. So if you're someone who hates Gastrodon, who hates Kanto Marowak, this Pokemon will be the Pokemon that will one-shot them with a Surf. So Starmie is the biggest winner. The second biggest winner in this cup, it's more than one Pokemon, and it's basically the Electric type. If you watch my previous video, which I did with an Adequance, I said that Electric needs to get the poison treatment, and Niantic listened and they gave Electric the poison treatment, where Thunder Shock now is getting is going to do one more damage from the fast move. And you might be saying like, this is just one damage, it's not going to do that much. I would say that no, you're wrong, because there was one matchup. If you play Morpeko into Azu and you throw the flame, the Aura Wheel, Azu lives with 1 HP. Okay, now Azu will no longer live that, so Morpeko will be the Pokemon that will one-shot Azu after getting to the charge move. So you need to do 7 fast moves, you throw the charge move, Azu won't live now. In the past, Azu is able to get to another a charge move by no shielding there. I think they needed to be one bubble ahead, but now if you do a couple Thunder Shocks and throw the wheel, Azu won't live. So that's what makes something like Morpeko decent enough. It's not just Morpeko, Stunfisk. Stunfisk has Thunder Shock, Mud Bomb, and Discharge. We were hoping that Discharge gets a buff, which will make Stunfisk the best electric type, but it didn't get the Discharge buff. Mud Bomb is a buffed move technically. Thunder Shock is one of the best fast moves now. So you could say that Stunfisk should be a good answer to the current meta, because it has Mud Bomb for the poisons and it has Discharge for the water. And the current meta is literally poison and water. Togedemaru, no. Emolga, I don't think Emolga is worth using. Zapdos, no. Morpeko is a Pokemon to pay attention to. And we will all be waiting for Toronto Regional, because I do think that it's the first regional when we will see the new update. Billy Bolt will be something to be aware of in the Ultra League. Billy Bolt was not good enough, because it has Parabolic Charge, Zap Cannon, and Thunder Shock. Now it might be slightly better. Electrode, Hisui, Zapdos, Raikou, Dedenne. Dedenne in Great League will be something that you need to pay attention to, because it has Parabolic Charge, Play Rough, and Thunder Shock. So I think it also has Discharge, so you could just say it has Thunder Shock, Discharge, and Play Rough. But I think you need the Parabolic Charge just to make Dedenne a bit more tanky. And the best electric in this season is actually going to be Morpeko. Why? I just went through it, because this extra Thunder Shock damage will be enough for Morpeko to beat something like Azu, and against all other stuff, you simply just one-shot them, so it doesn't matter as much. So if you were waiting to see Morpeko getting a nerf, it's not. It's actually getting a buff this season. The second electric Pokemon that I think is actually now decent, but not in a Great League. It's in Master League Premier. Master League Premier is known for being a league that's dominated by Steel, Fairies, and Dragons. And there is no Pokemon that can break this code. I think last season we saw one Pokemon that's capable of breaking the code, which is the Goldingo, right? But now we will have another Pokemon, which is Electivire. Why Electivire is getting a buff to Ice Punch? It has a Flamethrower, and it has Thunder Shock, and it has Wild Charge. So if you want to one-shot the Steel, you can run Flamethrower. But I think Flamethrower is going to have similar... super effective Flamethrower is going to be slightly better than neutral Wild Charge, but I would still run Wild Charge, by the way. But now Thunder Shock, Ice Punch combination is just going to be deadly against the Dragons, because stuff like a Dragonite won't be able to survive that. And Electivire is going to be a beast. Yes, it might not be the bulkiest, but it will get the job done. I have a Shundo Electivire that I can't wait to use in the Master League Premier. Now, going back to Great League, Ultra League, and Master League, there is a Pokemon that is getting a buff in all of these leagues, and this Pokemon is Goodra. Why Goodra? I think Safiro in my Discord, which if you haven't joined, you should be joining, by the way, said something. Goodra may now two-shot Azu. Goodra two-shot Azu now with Dragon Breath and OGL with the buff to Thunder Punch. What does he mean? So if you are playing Goodra into Azu, and if you have the bubble breakpoint, then the score on PvPoke is 485. By the way, 500 is a draw. 485 is close to be a draw. But with the buff to the Thunder Punch, now Goodra can two-shot Azu with 2 Thunder Punches and the Dragon Breath in between. So if you play that matchup Goodra into Azu or Azu into Goodra, you saw that Azu always would live with a small health to win even down a shield. But now this doesn't happen anymore for one simple reason, that the extra damage on the buff to the Thunder Punch will be able to knock Azu out. So Goodra is a big winner in this cup in the Great League. What about in the Ultra League? I don't think Goodra is good in Ultra League. In Master League, it's slightly better now, because Goodra can beat something like Gyarados in the 0 and in the 1 shield as well, because Thunder Punch does enough damage for the Dragon Breath to knock out. But Goodra was struggling against something like Primarina, which is similar to the Azu situation, where like the Thunder Punch does not do enough damage to knock out. Now it should do enough damage. Now going back to the Great League, one of the biggest winners is Alolan Sandslash. If you saw the last 2 regionals, I think LAIC, the Latin American regional, we saw someone that made it to the top 2 or top 3 with Alolan Sandslash non-shadow. And Alolan Sandslash has been in a weird spot. Like, it's something that's so good in the current meta, but also so bad. Like, if you lead it into Feraligatr, you lose. If you have it into Azu, you're technically in a difficult situation. But now with the buff to the Ice Punch, there is a matchup which is a bit scuffed, like the Drapion matchup, which is if you bait, you're not going to be in a good situation. But now with the buff to Ice Punch, the Ice Punch should do enough damage that after you land an Ice Punch, you can Powdered Snow all the way down. Now, I do think that the Ice Punch will make the non-shadow slightly better, because now people are using the shadow because the non-shadow doesn't do enough damage. We saw it's James P21 using non-shadow Sandslash as well in Luciville, and he ended up being the crowned champion. So I do think that Ice Punch now will make A-Slash, the non-shadow, better and good in the meta. The shadow will still be as good, okay? Don't get me wrong. So usually when the Pokemon is bad, the shadow will be better. But when the Pokemon is good, both versions are good enough. But one of the biggest winners, I do say, that is actually Bibarel. Why Bibarel is good? One of my teammates, Pokemango, he said... Oh, I think Elam said that. He said it's another A-Slash counter. Why it's another A-Slash counter? Because it gets access now to Rollout. Rollout is a fast energy generation fast move. And now, with the combination between Rollout and Surf, you will annoy Alolan Sandslash, because Alolan Sandslash has a resisted fast move. It doesn't matter what they have. It's either resisted or double resisted, and they won't be able to KO. They have to throw a Drill Run, which is annoying for the Sandslash, because usually Sandslash is good Pokemon when you don't resist Shadow Punch or Ice Punch and Powdered Snow or Shadow Claw. With Bibarel, since it's subtyping Water, so you resist Powdered Snow and you resist Ice Punch. It has Hyper Fang, which is also an average, above average fast move. If you have a purified one, you could do Return. I do think that Return is slightly better, but Hyper Fang is cheaper. So it's another A-Slash counter, and it's a normal type Pokemon that beats Marowak. It's a rollout user that beats Marowak. Usually rollout Pokemons are the Pokemons that lose to Marowak. That's why Marowak is good in the meta, because If they swap in something like Licky, like Dunsparce, you just go Marowak and you beat them because you resist rollout. But with the situation of Bibarel, it's much better because Surf does more damage now. Yes, they nerfed it last season, but they made it also do more damage. So now with the combination between rollout and Surf, this will make Bibarel insanely good in the current meta. And decent even versus Jumpluff. Versus Jumpluff, you have rollout, which is super effective fast move, and then you throw return or Hyper Fang as the neutral choice of a charge move. You might be saying that you do take super effective from the grass move, but to be honest, Jumpluff always bait. And if you no shield the bait, you're just going to destroy that matchup. One of the biggest winners, and I was hoping that it gets a buff. If you watch my last video, I said I need Hypno to get Psywave. They didn't give Hypno Psywave, they gave it to Starmie. But also Hypno got a side grade. Why side grade only? I mean, you can ask that to Niantic. I don't think they even have an answer. Basically, they buffed the elemental punches, and elemental punches are now better charge moves. So they do 60 damage instead of 55, which make them like a clone to Blaze Kick. So in situations where you land the Ice Punch, you can Confusion down whenever the Ice Punch is in neutral. But like in the past, you cannot do that because the elemental punches won't do enough damage. I do believe that this buff might make Hypno, Shadow Hypno, an anti-meta Pokemon. It won't make it meta Pokemon. Don't quote me on that. Don't say like, oh yeah, she told me this Pokemon will be meta. No, it will be a good anti-meta Pokemon. Another winner in this cup, and I don't think this is a Great League Pokemon, is Hippo. Hippowdon has all the Fangs: Ice Fang, Thunder Fang, Fire Fang. And the problem with Hippowdon is that it's the same issue with Azu. You always need the stuff that you don't have. Now the Thunder Fang, you pretty much run Thunder Fang in Ultra League, in Master League, because you want to do super effective damage to Primarina and Gyarados. In Ultra League though, you can get away with Ice Fang because there are more dragons, and there are some well, you could say that Sand Attack is still the favorable move, but now Hippowdon is more flexible. And speaking of flexibility, there is no more Pokemon now in the current meta that's more flexible than Arcanine. Why? Arcanine has got many buffs this season. Last season, a couple seasons ago, they gave it Psychic Fang, which is a good debuff move. This season, they buffed Fire Fang, Ice Fang, and Thunder Fang. If you know Arcanine runs Fire Fang or Thunder Fang. Now, Fire Fang generate more energy, so it's technically, I do assume that it will be a counter clone, which is not the greatest fast move, but hey, a buff is a buff. This means that Arcanine, the coolest looking Pokemon in the entire game, will be even better. Also, Bulldoze is moving from being an 80 damage move into 45. Energy cost decreased, chance to decrease the opponent defense by 1 stage. So it's one of two situations. It's either going to be Psychic Fang clone or Poison Fang clone. In both situations, it's insane. Because Fire Fang is a hard-hitting fast move. Any debuff move will make it do much more damage. And that's why this is actually a great buff to Arcanine. But does that mean Arcanine will be good? Well, Arcanine has always been an anti-meta Pokemon. It's not even... Okay. A spicy pick Pokemon that surprised lots of the meta Pokemons. So that's like the role that Arcanine can play. And I do think that might be enough for what Arcanine needs to have to be strong in the Master League Premier or in the Ultra League Remax or Ultra League Premier if we ever get those cups back. Now moving into something that people don't like, which is one of the biggest winners, like one of the most insane winners in this season, is Zygarde. You might be saying that it's just Bulldoze. Well, Zygarde is a beast. Zygarde is the bulkiest Pokemon in the entire game. So giving it like a Psychic Fang clone, that means it will destroy all the dragons. There is no dragon or a steel Pokemon that can beat Zygarde right now with the buff. Sorry. Now it has a problem with like Earthquake is bad of a move, and against the Fairies, he just has no play. And this season, if you watch my videos, I was running Crunch and Outrage because EQ is just bad and doesn't do the job that you need him to do, even up a shield. But now with Bulldoze, you have a better chance. Like, you are going to be the dragon that is better than the Origin Dialga and Origin Palkia. So hopefully that will be enough for Zygarde. I think if you run Bulldoze now, You have to run Bulldoze, but I don't think you run Crunch, though. Like, why do we need Crunch? Crunch, we used to run Crunch because it's the cheapest move. I think now we just run Bulldoze and Outrage. I don't think we need Crunch anymore. So, I tried to keep it short, talk about all these stuff that you guys need to invest in for the next season. And if you guys think I missed something, feel free to mention in the description below so I can take a look at it. This is one of many videos that will be coming soon. I think I will do a collaboration with other top PvP players, talk about the new season, so you guys could be more than prepared. As you guys know, this is an educational channel, and we would like to get you educated with the best coaches in the world. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And that was the end of the video. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And I will catch you all in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, or whatever you're having. Peace.